And alright, so we'll just start waiting for people to join the lobby and should get ready to go pretty soon. Just make a quick change first. So alright, so we've given the call to get ready. Alright then, let's go. Alright. It's taking a little bit to load, I guess, for some reason. But we are ready to start the qualifying. So let's get my information up first. Well, we'll see what happens with people choosing to which set of tires it'll go on. Will they start maybe the couple first runs on the medium just to fill out the track? As you see, Diego, the first one out there already. He's definitely on the medium tire, so we'll see. But during this qualifying session, we're here in Monza for Tier 1. We should be seeing potentially, obviously Diego's up there for contention for pole position today. He's coming into this weekend, he's leading the championship after this as his race. So he's looking to extend, but Gary's back here after missing last week. So it's a fight for a championship. Is getting closer and closer every week. But Monza is 5.7 kilometers. This is 50%, so I think it's 27 laps that we'll have for the Grand Prix later. But Diego looks like he'll be probably the first one to put a time up, and we'll see how the medium tires compare to the soft tires, as mainly about half the grid on the medium compound tire to start the first few runs. So we'll see how much pace do they have. So 11 turns here in Monza. But Diego's the first one to start flyers. Right behind him, I believe, is Williams. But we'll see what time Diego can put up. Is that Sully right behind him? Yeah, so he's also on the medium tire. Yellow sector 3 looks like just people preparing for a lap. Yeah. Mainly about half of them, like I said, it's on the medium. But there's that Red Bull. Oh, he's just gonna go into pits. And there's yellows in third sector, but looks like clear. So yeah, 2 DRS zones as let's see how Diego could put up on his first time of the day, getting a little bit of slipstream from Haas, preparing for a lap. That's Trash up ahead of Diego, getting ready for his first lap. Trash is also on the medium tires, so Diego will put up a 121.1 to start the qualifying. Sully, that was right behind him, goes P3, 121.7, so 6 hundredths off. Vincent goes up to P2 in the AlphaTauri with on the softs, 121.5. Gladden goes P4 currently with the 122.3. Pretty solid run for his first run of the day on mediums. But GG on the softs. DCNT goes up to P2. Mercedes 1-2 as them at the moment. Obviously, it's just the first runs, but Ferranzo goes fastest on the softs, 120.4. Looking forward to see what Ferranzo can do after having a tough season so far, but we'll see what he can do in the Grand Prix later. But goes fastest as of now. So GG goes 129. I think he was preparing. Was that just a double warm-up lap? So we'll check on him later. Bullet also did another warm-up one, so we'll see what happens. Pyrex jumped up to P3, 121.3. So yeah, multiple people kind of feeling the first flying lap here, but we'll get another chance coming up. Kermit has high expectations for this Grand Prix, but how much pace does he have in terms of trying to get the fastest lap here? We'll just see what his lap is looking like. His previous one was just another warm-up one, so he's looking to kind of get more tire temperature, but he's not satisfied. But Viper goes fastest. Oh, as Kermit spins it, hits the wall, so that's unfortunate for him. But like I said, Viper up P1 currently with 120.3, solid run for his first time out there. So yeah, Diego coming in looking to be on soft, so just one lap I should say, on those mediums for Diego. Yellow is pretty much everywhere, but pretty stable. But Bullet goes up to P3 after having a moment on the last flying lap. He's able to put his Ferrari up into P3 currently with his second run with a fastest time of 120.7. So we'll see how people can match up to that. But Barack Obama, you're racing for Red Bull on the medium compound tire. Currently does not have a time up, so we'll see what he can put up as McLaren is off. For a brief moment there it was. But Barack Obama on the medium tire, what can he put up there? He will go P11, 121.8. His teammate, GGG, is slightly improving. I think this is his lap that he's looking for after kind of having a struggling first 2 laps. But we'll see. On the old 2-lap old softs, jumps to the P3. So yeah, he did improve quite a bit after having a moment in his previous laps, but jumps up to P3, 120.7. So yeah, everyone in. Trying to see if people are gonna come out and do some laps here. Yeah, many people will. So that was pretty much it for all the first runners. I haven't seen Alabama as he's just on a flyer now in the Aston Martin. Spunk 2. Oh, it's just as talking about Spunk jumps to P7 on the medium tire. 121.3. So Alabama and Yam still haven't set a time. Yam hasn't even came out on the pits yet. We'll see what kind of time Alabama can put up. Yellow sector 2 is just a slow AlphaTauri of trash. Just looking to get out of the way, I think. But Alabama, what time can he put up on the softs and across the line? And it looks like he's 3 seconds off, so I think this might be his first lap right now. We're talking about Yam just came out, so let's see what time he could put up. Currently looks like he came into the pits to get a new set. So now Diego on his first flying lap on the softs. He set a lap earlier on the medium tire. His teammate up ahead of him on the soft, so let's see what time he could put up. He's definitely one of the fastest guys, as there's sector 3 that was just trash that could have gone around maybe. Not entirely sure, but slowly is improving as Vincent has retired on track. So his qualifying is over. Not sure if he crashed or not. He's there on the side. Is that his wheel off, did I see potentially? Diego's improving by 5/10, but he obviously is on his first run on the soft. Yeah, Vincent has lost a tire, so that it was damage related for the AlphaTauri of Vincent. So he's out of qualifying, like I said. But Diego first run on the softs, just exiting turn 11. Diego will put the fastest time of the qualifying section with the 120.2. Viper currently P2 had the fastest time, but it was just beat by Diego. Let's see what he can respond to that. He is improving. He has purple first sector, nearly loses his rear end there on the exit, but he's able to kind of maintain it. He's gonna lose some time there, but we'll see how he can finish his lap out. I believe this is Viper's second flyer, so we'll see. So yeah, purple sector 2 is improving quite a bit. Yellows, it looks sector 2. It looks like it's Williams. Can't tell. Pyrex goes fastest with the 120 flat. Viper was improving as purple's 1 and 2. What time can he put up? He put the fastest time with a 119.6. Wow. What a cracked lap that was. Now, will we see times potentially getting faster and faster as the track is going to start ramping up little by little? But Efron's currently saying P4 was solely out. I believe he was the one that spun around. I'm not sure. But Efron's looking to potentially top out that chart as someone just takes the runoff completely. That's enough for Romero. Is that not pop? It was not. He's just gonna completely cut everything. Not pop looking to make a statement by completely cutting the track. Anyways, Franzo is a little bit off pace. Not improving by much, but what can he do? It turns to sector 2. He is improving by nearly 300ths of a second. So how can he follow that up on his third sector time? How far can he jump up? As Viper goes fast as 119.6. So he just kind of improved on his time. I believe he was. Was he P2 before? I think he just improved on his time. But Ferranzo jumps up to P3, 120.1. Very solid for Ferranzo. But Bullet looks like he was just on another preparation lap. So this is his, looks like it will be his flyer. No, he will jump into pits for a new set. He wasn't satisfied there. But less than 5 minutes remaining. We'll be seeing the final 2 runs potentially. Unless people want to do 1 run. And possibly coming for pits for a new set. We'll see what happens. I think if Ferranzo, oh, he invalidated his lap. Never mind. GDG looking to improve on his time. He's slightly improving. Less than 100ths of a second. That he's improving by. We'll see what he can do on his third sector time to potentially move up ahead of Diego. Potentially. If he can get his third sector completely right. It's a little twisty is not. He's going to just go into the pits as the McLaren above or ahead of him. That goes in as well. Diego on another flyer here. Yellow sector 1, that's an AlphaTauri. Is that trash? Yeah, it was. So Alfa Romeo yet to set a lap times. But IFC Tate looking to set his first time, so we'll check on him later. But first, Diego's slightly improving in sector 1. Now, is there enough time for him to completely come around again and possibly set another lap if he wants to compete for that? So he is improving. He has purple sector 2. How can he follow that up in the last sector? Currently, the fastest time is 119.6. What can Diego do to compete against that? Yellow sector 2 is a Ferrari. Just potentially getting out of the way of, I think, his IFC. But Diego crosses the line. Goes P3, 120.0. Really close up to the Pirates. But, like I said, it was IFC Tate. That's his first time of the day for the Alfa Romeo. Both Alfa Romeos, like I just mentioned earlier, haven't set a time each. But we'll see. Like I said, those high hopes were popped, but he hasn't set a lap yet. I believe he was absent for a tiny bit. But IFC Tate jumps up to P9, 120.9. Solid run for the Alfa Romeo, but we'll see what his teammate can do later. So yeah, less than 2 minutes remaining in the session. Pretty much we should somewhat come in for a new set and get ready for their last lap. Yam clan leader just having to take the escape route. So yeah, many people were preparing him, but Up2's trash is improving quite a bit. Purple sector 2. He's really fast now. Nearly half a second up. And he invalidated his lap on the exit. Unfortunately for trash. He was on like a flyer. He was flying out there. But was not able to keep in track limits. But DCNT. Oh, is Diego just... Oh, he just retired in the pits. So he's not gonna try for another lap, potentially. Like I said, DCNT was preparing for a lap, but now he's on his flyer. So DCNT currently running P8. Bullet has retired from the session, so he's day is over. Or for this qualifying session, I should say. But we'll see how the top 10 can shake up a bit with a few of them retiring. Does Diego think that he has a solid time to kind of keep away from everyone else? So yeah, many people are getting close to the line. Can Pop make it to the line in time? Yeah, I think he will. So Pop will get a chance to do his lap. JJ will also get a chance to do his lap. And that is the remaining, as one of the Red Bulls barely almost made it. GG as both the Red Bulls actually crossed and took the checkered flag, but it's the run for pole between Viper and Pyrex. Can Viper protect his provision of pole time? As we're getting close. Oh, as Williams off crashed. As McLaren is off as well. That was JJ, that Viper's teammate. But Viper exiting turn 11 now. He's just going to come into the pits. Pyrex, can he jump up suddenly? No, he won't. He won't improve on his time. Ferranzo invalidated his lap, so he's out of the contention for pole position. Gladden invalidated his lap, so his day is done. Yeah, so Diego ended up staying P3 after having to retire after he doesn't feel like there was potentially enough time to go out there or risk it. So yeah, Viper with pole position by nearly 0.04 of a second. That was indeed a flying lap that was for Viper. Yeah, so that's on your screen. That's the gap between the top 10 is very close, actually. All of them less than almost 100 of a second. Pretty close. But not Pop was actually not able to set a time up, so I'm not sure what happened. He did cross the line in time, but unable to put a time up. So yeah, we'll do it for qualifying. Viper on top, followed by Pyrex on the front row. Diego P3 on the second row with alongside Ferranzo. Ferranzo looked to redeem himself this weekend. Spunk in the Ferrari. P5, Obtuse Trash, P6, GG, P7. Bullet. Really only got like a couple good laps in, but since P8, he'll start P8, I should say. Barack Obama in the Red Bull, P9, and IFC Tay will round out the top 10. So yeah, we'll see what will happen coming up. Yeah, that was an insane lap, like I just mentioned earlier on Viper. That was insanely quick. That was probably pole of the season. Indeed, that was quite a lap. That was actually very impressive. Yeah, we're just about to start the formation lap. Here, it's 27 laps ahead of us, but just a little to mention, just a tiny bit. Yesterday, Tier 2, there was a lot of safety cars, and it changed up the race heavily. So we'll see how safety cars will happen here. I'm predicting around 1 or 2 possibly. Or just hoping if it's just VSCs, but I don't know if kind of debating from yesterday's tier 2 race. Um, expecting maybe safety cars that will change the race completely. Will change the strategies. Definitely really heavy, but we'll see. And then when DRS opens up, let's see about the train that will be created. So yeah, a lot of overtakes are definitely possible for this race, as well as safety cars, like I just said. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Everyone's throwing on the softs except for JJ. Well, he's on the medium tire. So yeah, everyone's trying to make up positions. As we'll see how strategy changes, especially with, like I said, safety cars. The people running on the sauce, which is everyone except JJ. You know, when they think it's time, or they're just waiting for the safety car to happen, so they can take advantage of it and get basically a free stop, so they don't have to stop on the green and just save some time. So, just coming to the end of the formation lap. Yeah, let's see how Viper can potentially stay ahead of the entire field. And with this insane pole lap, how much pace will he have with Diego and Pyrex right behind him? So we're just about to get started. I'm not sure. Yeah, just by start, so we're just waiting for the game, I guess. Alright, so we have 27 laps ahead of us. It's lights out, and away we go. Viper gets a pretty good start away from the Haas. Everyone gets pretty clean with as many positions trying to be figured out. But Pyrex gets a good run. Can he jump ahead? They're going to go wheel to wheel. Pyrex jumps ahead of Viper. A little contact there on the rear, as Viper is going to go actually off track and lose a couple positions. Bullet is going to get a time penalty with collisions of VSC already out on the very first turn. We have lost Vincent in the AlphaTauri and Gary the Goat, the championship contender. Diego sneaks up to P1. Pyrex didn't get to see what happened up there, up ahead. But, wow. And that's going to trigger a full safety car. On the very first lap, like I did say yesterday, Tier 2 had many safety cars, which basically was, you know, just delaying a lot, like, of green flag racing. It was just safety car after safety car, and we already had one on the very first lap. But Alabama received a time penalty. Not sure what happened with Bullet in terms of that penalty he received. He got the 5-second. Ferranzo gets also another 5-second, which not sure if you can serve that under safety car. But wow, drama on the very first lap. But yeah, Viper having a terrible start. Went off track out of the exit of turn 1, and just was on the gravel and lost like 3-4 positions like right away. But yeah, wow. Kermit gets a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Bullet is gonna come in, followed by Pop and IFC Tay. I think it's IFC Taylor. Yeah. So now it's safety car first lap. So we'll see what kind of pace that Pop has after starting last. I think he had to pit. Pyrex just jumped up to P1 as now Diego's just losing a couple positions. That Pop gets a time penalty for... Oh! That Pop just completely crashes. Not sure what happened. He corner cut. And I just switched on to him and as he's just hitting the wall very hard. I'm not sure. Oh! Carnage is going up ahead. What is going on? Drama under safety car. Collisions are going everywhere. Esperanza DNFs. Same as Lugladen and JJ in the McLaren. Oh, more spins happening. Viper spun around. Now we're having a restart. Not sure what. So everyone. Oh, that kind of explains why everyone's having a best of just DNFing. I was gonna say if like this is actually like. Oh. So apparently a lot of people had connection issues right away. The server kind of bugged out and ruined the start. So that was literally carnage. Like, I thought everyone was just like, I don't know. But we're gonna restart this. So, and we'll just leave this. Man, I was getting kind of excited for some reason. Everyone just having carnage, but that explains it because we're resetting. But yeah, so well now that we have, you know, kind of a break while they're setting up the lobby. Who else is excited for F1 22 coming out? If you pre-ordered it, you actually get it on 28th of June, where I'm at. But release date globally is July 1st. I'm quite excited. Hope everyone else is as well. So yeah, what I've been hearing is just that there was connection issues on the formation lap and kind of interrupted the start. That's why we saw on the start it was just kind of bugging out and kind of caused that. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I think yeah, that was definitely a game glitch. These servers are hopefully getting fixed in 22. Yeah. Just waiting for a new lobby to be set up. But right away, I think if everything stayed like that, you know, safety car in the very first lap, I was probably going to be one of many. Like yesterday, 2-2 had a race and they had like 4 or 5 safety cars and that was just carnage. But yeah, service once again are just complete terrible, so so we'll take a second to look at the championship. Diego, after winning last week, Uh, and Gary was absent, I think. I believe. No, he did finish the race actually. He finished in sixth. So no, yeah, he did. He was there. But currently, after Diego winning last week, Diego is currently sitting first at the top with 136, and Gary has 123. So lost the top spot, but he's looking to make a redemption. I think he started P16. I wish I would have had the grid. I think every time I should just take a screenshot because you never know when this game's just gonna bug out. But the Ferrari of Spunk currently sitting with 99 points. The Williams of Sully 63 points. Bullet with 50. Trash with 46 moved up spot after Viper with 37. Pyrex 34. Pop 31. Soler with 29 points. That's the top 10 currently. So yeah, we're just waiting for the new live to be set up. And hopefully get going. Oh, I guess everyone was already in here but me. So that would get a reset for most of the people that had a miss up. So hopefully everyone's in the same seat again. I think everyone is. Yeah. We're just missing an Alfa Romeo. I think it's Pop. Yeah, just Pop. Oh, is he in here? Yeah, he's in here. Yeah, what a carnage happened. Coda doesn't know that there's someone already here. Oh, Pop is out. After saying he was on. Coda just sneaks into the Alfa Romeo. He's gonna have to give that up, I guess. That'd be funny if Coda just sneaks in there. Just takes the seat away. He was unaware of that, so Pop should have that seat, and he does. So hopefully we have the correct grade. I should start taking screenshots from now, like I said, because like I said, you just don't know if this game's just gonna keep glitching. Yeah, so everyone remember the setups. If any racer is on the stream, remember the setups. And pretty much, I think everyone started on softs, but JJ. But he was outside the top 10, so top 10 must start on softs. Which is actually a benefit, because now they get to start on brand new softs instead of their used ones from the qualifying run. So yeah, we'll just be looking forward to get going quick. All right, so hopefully we get this going correctly, not just the game bugging out once again. Oh yeah, we're good. All right. So here we go with the formation lap now. So their strategy could be potential one-stopper. Ideally, makes sense to go soft, medium. That is potentially the fastest way, or completely just stretch out the softs and go all the way. So yeah, like I said, DRS. We have 2 DRS zones. As everyone is on the softs except JJ. So but yeah, DRS, 2 zones here. Many overtaking is very possible, let's say. DRS train is going to be very in effect. So we'll see how that potentially will, mess around with potentially contacts made and crashes. And hopefully we don't see what happens again. We had the little error just minutes ago that made us restart this, but I don't think that should happen. We should just hopefully get underway. But yeah, Viper had an insane pole time. Pyrex up in P2, followed by Diego on the second row with Esperanzo. Spunk in the Ferrari, P5, Trash, P6 with the AlphaTauri. Red Bull inside the top 10 with GG P7 and Barack Obama P9. Bullet in between them, P8, and IFC Taylor rounds up the top 10's GG just spinning around trying to remember his tires. So yeah, we'll just get this grid bunched up and get ready for the start. Hopefully no glitches happen this time, so we can officially get underway correctly. Jay just having a moment there. He's gonna get back on the grid. So yeah, here comes JJ to finally round out. People going into the grid slots. So we have 27 laps ahead of us. And it's lights out and away we go. Everyone is frozen. Oh, it's contact. Diego. Oh! Diego just getting completely smacked. GG's out. And that's an Aston Martin. Can't see who it is. Oh, it was Alabama. Everyone pretty tight there. As everyone had a horrendous start. Not sure what happened, but Diego was able to stay alive after getting completely smacked. And that would trigger a safety car with 2 cars stopped on track. Slowly get the time penalty with collision with looks like it was Gary. Yam get the time penalty for collision with Luke Lawton. We saw that just a couple seconds ago. But Viper's able to stay ahead of everyone. I don't know what happened. There was like everyone just kind of had a delayed start. I think it was only one car. Yeah, I think it was IFC Tay that just suddenly had just an amazing start. Like jumped out of everyone. But safety car here after Diego just sat there in the middle of the track. Not sure what happened. I think on the last start he had connection issues, and once again having troubles here. As we might have to restart once again, as it could have been the host that's having issues. But yeah, I think Diego shown that he had connection issues, but I think it's just a server that's just very terrible. But Tay having to come into the pits is damage related? Might be. No, it's a strategy call. Oh no, it is damage related. Sully also comes in, not Pop also, so that'll be a double stack for the Alfa Romeos. But if Ron's up to P2, looking to make a redemption on Viper. I expect a dive. I want to see a dive. I want to see some action. Some racing. Now we'll just take a second to look at position changes. Pyrex started on the front row. Now down 3 positions. Coming up into the points, currently sitting P9. Luke Laden rounds out the top 10. He's able to get up there. Pretty luckily up there. See if he can somehow finish. In the points. So yeah, Yam Clan leader's only one with the penalty. So Viper or Sully and Pop go on the medium tires after having to stop with damage related issues. As Gary's just gonna retire. Oh, he spun it. Not sure. That Pop is just gonna completely cut. But we're gonna restart once again. That's the official word. So now everyone is just start carnage. Just to have fun with it. Once again for a second straight time. I want to see this, how everyone just completely crashes each other. Are we gonna see any carnage? Or everyone's just gonna leave? Oh, as Kermit looking to make a little fun there. But chooses goes completely sends it into the runoff and slams it into the wall. This is amazing. Seeing everyone just leave and doing all this carnage. Now Pop is looking to take someone out, but just takes himself out. Does a pure ghastly into the wall of Pop. And everyone else just has left, except for Viper. How will Viper send it off? I want to see a spectacular crash. No, nothing special. And Viper's just gonna leave it. But yeah, we're gonna have to restart again for a second straight time in a row. Yeah, it's unlucky for some of these people because some of these people are. This is not the finishing grid, by the way. We restarted. Our front's a good to win though. I think this is how we should just end it. I think. Esperanza with the win. That'd be funny how this, if this was a finish like that. I can't leave the session for some reason. I'm just basically stuck here. Yeah, restarting once again. This is that F1 game is kind of making us all triggered right now, but yeah, thanks, but we're just stuck. So yeah, third time is a charm. Hopefully. Hopefully this is the one. I kind of make a change, but I think it shows it. Oh no, I could. All right. Uh, while we're waiting, for the lobby to just reset again. Trying to see if I can make a change, but hmm. Actually, does it show? Nah, I'm just whatever. So yeah, third time's a charm. Hopefully. So that third time restarting, or second time restarting, but third time starting a race, or trying to start a race, I guess, without having carnage on lap one, and people having connection issues on the very first lap. Isn't it like 4 o'clock in the morning for people in the UK right now, I think? Yeah, something like that. So we have a couple drivers that are actually in the UK, so I feel sorry for them. Alright, so now I have a second to kind of do something. Oh, never mind. We're giving the call to ready up. I think I still have a second to do something. Alright, I think. Yeah, I think I'm good. Alright. Just making a couple edits real quick. Alright, so yeah. Third time the charm, like I said. So hopefully we can just get underway and without any problems. It's just like having red flags. It's like in F1 games or something. What are your guys' thoughts about having potentially red flags in the game and Codemasters really can't add it to the game? That'd be pretty cool, but I don't know how they would successfully add it. But in terms of this right now, it just feels like red flags. You know, having a big incident and then having to completely restart. So yeah, I think there's no formation left, so we should just pretty much start almost right away. So I usually like a formation lap just to make sure I have the screen kind of ready to get the lights out. So yeah, we're just waiting for it to go green for the third time. Hopefully this is the right time. So yeah, we're no formation lap. So we have 27 laps ahead of us. It's lights out and away we go for the third time. But Viper gets a pretty good start. Pyrex has lost the position right away to Diego, but Viper and Diego down to turn 1. And Viper will manage to stay ahead of Diego. Spunk in the Ferrari able to jump up to P3. And Ferranzo looking to potentially make a move on Spunk, but it's Viper ahead. Diego under pressure, but not anymore. So this is pretty clean for everyone. IFC Taylor gets ahead, and it looks like Coda spun around in the Aston Martin. So depending on how close this Gladden having an issue. He's going pretty slow. A lot of people are passing him. As Gary, the championship contender, up to P11, looking to get some points and potentially even higher up in the grid. Potentially fight Diego, who's currently leading the championship. But on lap 1, it's Viper leading this race. As they're finally able to somewhat start the race for once and not having carnage on the very first lap. But Diego half a second behind now. As, like I said earlier, Viper had a tremendous pole lap. But it's so as a 3-second penalty now for corner cutting. But was trying to look at a move on Diego, but Diego able to manage to be ahead. As JJ, I think does he have damage? No, he doesn't, but he loses position to Vincent. Does Bullet have damage? You can get the correct camera angle to possibly check possible damage on the Ferrari of Bullet. From this angle, looks like he possibly doesn't, but Vincent gets a time penalty. Oh, he nearly loses the rear end. But he's able to maintain his speed, but now Diego now behind by a second. Spunk getting a good run on Diego. We'll see if Spunk can get ahead. He's using ERS, using basically all that charge. Diego's using some, but Diego's going to take the inside line, but Spunk stays ahead after late braking. Spunk up to P2. It's yellows. It looks like it's Pyrex. I spun around into turn 1. There he is. He spun around, so he has to wait for the entire grid to get ahead of him. As he comes out dead last. Yam was looking on the move on his teammate, but has to back out of that one. As Vincent, they're actually going to swap positions. So Yam goes ahead JJ gets at the back end of the AlphaTauri of Yam as he gets almost nearly spun around by Vincent. Vincent's going to jump ahead of JJ. But Bullet trying to join into that action as same well for Coda. He's looking to get ahead. This very close pack. But as Bullet is going to manage to get ahead of JJ actually. So Bullet up a position. But DRS is now enabled, was enabled last lap actually. So Spunk does, yeah, he does have DRS. Diego will also. But they might be a little bit too far back to potentially make a move. Diego was looking at a move, but decided to just back out. Kodo looking for a move on JJ. JJ's giving him no room, but now he gave him a tiny bit of room. Up ahead is nearly 3 wide. Yam Clan and both AlphaTauris actually fighting each other. Yam is going to go a switchback. Can he stick it? Yes, he will. Vincent will go off track and lose a position to the Ferrari of Bullet. So what a move from these guys up here. Bullet looking for a move around the outside of Yam. Bullet is going to able to stick it and be ahead of both AlphaTauris now. DCNT lost position to Lugladen. Looking to fight it back. He will have DRS on that smart of Lugladen. Lugladen's going to give him enough space for pretty much an easy overtake for DCNT. Yeah, Lugladen won't fight that, but Pop is right behind him, looking to join into the action. Yam goes ahead of Bullet. Vincent nearly just taps the rear end of Bullet. Bullet goes a tiny bit. Oh, was that car potentially into the wall? Yes, that is. JJ's was, I saw for a moment, went off. So both AlphaTauris fighting now. Bullet is ahead of all these guys. As Taylor gets ahead of Brock. Yeah, ahead of those. GG was actually getting it. But talking about Taylor, has 3-second time play for corner cutting. But these three here, 3 wide behind them. One of the AlphaTauris is at Vincent. Yeah, nearly just, he's forcing Bullet off the track. Bullet was forced off by Yam. So Bullet will be losing a lot of time. Yam closed the door on him pretty significantly. So Lugladen will have DRS on Pop. Pop will have DRS on DCNT. So, but up ahead, Brock Obama looking for a move on Gary, but Gary is going to be able to sneak ahead of Brock Obama. Taylor up there with a time penalty. But behind him is Gary, the championship contender. But looking at the head of the grid, Viper still managed to be able to stay ahead of these guys. But Spunk will have DRS, and so will the Mercedes of Diego and Trash trying to join into the action here. Spunk is kind of really a minute, but too far away to potentially make a threat on Viper. So, but was Gary able to sneak ahead of Taylor? Pretty good move there. He's able to stick it. So now it's Alpine 5-6. Efronzo P5. Not relatively close to anyone. Another DRS zone coming up for Spunk to potentially get closer to set himself up on the front stretch. Spunk is reeling him in slowly. It's too far back. DCNT actually makes a move on Lugladen. DCNT will have DRS, so will Lugladen. Trying to reel in Pop. I think it's Pop got ahead of both of them earlier. So Pop stays ahead. DCNT trying to reel him in. Bullet also trying to reel in Yam. Oh, is that an AlphaTauri off? That's Vincent has DNF'd. Completely smashes into the wall. Losing his rear end. Will that trigger a potential? Spunk gets ahead of Viper. Could this Vincent's crash trigger a VSC of some sort? But at the moment, Spunk gets ahead of Viper. Viper getting a good run. Will we see Ascend? No, he won't. He will just stick back. Top 4 are very, very close to each other. Pop loses the position to LeBladen and DCT, I think. So yeah. Vincent crash will not trigger a VSC of any sort. But Viper looking to potentially get his position back. It's top 4 very, very close. All of them within DRS range, as this DRS train is very strong. Like I mentioned before all restarts we had. But Spunk able to get a good exit. Diego very close to the rear end of Viper. Looks for a move but will not go for it. He will just wait for the straight. Yellow sector 3 right behind these is Barack Obama has crashed out. Up ahead you can see them. As he's just right in the middle track, and that would trigger a full safety car. There's debris everywhere. Barack Obama was actually, as the AM spins around, so that kind of I think what triggers it was both of them spinning as a top 6 or top 7 now in the pits. So all these guys, the top 4 that was very, very close to each other, deciding all to pit. It looks like it'll be medium tires for all of these drivers. Spunk able to stay ahead of them. Viper ahead of Diego. So yeah, the top 4. Actually, most of these people, actually everyone's gonna stop for a free pit stop. So this was technically almost near the pit window, if not just a tiny bit early. But a good timing for most of these drivers to just get a free pit stop under the safety car, and relatively everyone remaining in the same position. So yeah, we've lost Vincent and Barack Obama. Barack Obama being recent to cause the full safety car. Vincent's crash, like I said earlier, did not cause a VSC or nothing, but Barack Obama's crash did. So, safety car on lap 8. Like I just mentioned, many people are taking advantage, but position changes as of now. Gary is up 8, now into the P6, running with his teammate right in front of him. I wonder if they might swap positions in turns for their fight for championship once we go green. So yeah, everyone has stopped. JJ has stopped twice, so has Pyrex. So they're the only 2 that stopped twice. As everyone's on the medium tires except for Coda. I believe Coda was spun I think earlier in the race, and I think he gone in for a wing change, so now he's looking to gain some positions. Coming to green, hopefully next lap, at the end of next lap. So potentially lap 10 will come green. So apparently check DCNT has 3, Bull has 3, and IFC Taylor has 3. Oh. I'm not sure. We kind of glimpsed that crash that Bronco had. Not really sure what happened. Apparently there was some sort of contact, potentially, that might have set Brock loose and nearly took out people with him. So I think there might have been contact between IFC Taylor and Barack Obama, also known as Caden. But I'm gonna stick with Barack Obama because he's just cool. So yeah, potentially going green at the end of this lap, going into lap 10. No DRS right away, so we have to wait about 2 laps after going green. Like you saw earlier, before the safety car, top 4 was in the DRS train. Further down the pack, there was also one. The fight for points was sort of in one. And like I said, more towards the bottom of the grid. But we should potentially get the call right about now for green. I think by now we would have had the call, so no. Race control decides for another lap. So we'll go green on lap 10 going into lap 11. So this is the first safety car of the race. Like I mentioned, 4T2 had about 4 or 5 safety cars. So we'll see what happens as we get the gaps back. It's been a glitch that's been happening. That suddenly the gaps just disappear from us. But so hopefully we'll go green into this lap. Jada's gonna everyone just stopped, thinking they had to give away back positions, so hopefully that gets figured out. I still kind of find weird at how you cannot, serve your time penalty on a safety car. Not sure. Unless some of them might get removed for contact relations, like potentially Bullet. I know Bullet was spun around and received a penalty for corner cutting. So we'll see if that's related and could get removed. So the championship leader currently seen P3 with his rival P6, sitting behind his teammate. Like I mentioned earlier, could there be a move that will let Gary pass just for points of sake of the championship, trying to help him out? But safety car is in this lap according to race control. So we'll go green this lap, going into lap 11. We'll get DRS ranging around lap 13-ish. Yeah, we haven't seen much moves with DRS, but we did see Spunk go ahead of Viper with using the DRS down to the turn 1 earlier. See if Viper will either get a big jump and catch Spunk, potentially, if a mistake by Spunk, but let's see if Spunk can get can catch them all lacking. This looks like a grid that would be on a formation lap. Looks like. But we're coming to green pretty soon, as Spunk is now gonna floor it and send this field to green. And we're back racing here in Monza on lap 11. Spunk in the lead. Gary gets ahead of Ferranzo. That was a strategy call there. Will Ferranzo find his teammate? And he won. It was a good point for that. As Diego actually has spun around. He's losing many positions. Not good for his championship run. Not sure what happened, if there was contact potentially, but Viper is now behind by 1.3 seconds to the leader of Spunk in the Ferrari. Not sure what happened with Diego. There's definitely some potentially contact, I'm guessing, between Viper and Diego that might have sent Diego off. So now Diego's sitting P11, looking to make a comeback. But like I said, any safety car can just potentially jump all of these yellows. Sector 2 is the Yang clan leader. Had a little bit of a moment, but it's Spunk up ahead. His teammate Bullet currently in P14 is looking to make a comeback as well. So no DRS for the next lap, so maybe in a lap from now we should get one. But Pyrex had a moment and will have lost the position to Yam. Looking to fight that back. This trash is kind of far away from Viper. So is Gary up to P4 after having a strategy call with his teammate and Diego spinning out. Yam looking to fight Pyrex into turn 1. Pyrex is going to be ahead. Coda, the only runner on the softs, looking for a move on Diego, which had a moment. Diego's going to force Coda to the outside. How will this finish out? Coda looking for a move. So wheel to wheel. Nice racing here from both of them. Looking to be out on top. It will be Dakota at the moment. That will. So Diego will be behind with Bullet right behind him as well, trying to join into that action. That's JJ having a type of moment on the exit. Diego's teammate DC&T run up in P9. The time penalty, so that will put him out of the points if we finish like this. But current check on the leader, Spunk up ahead 1.3 seconds currently. Both of them with relatively, just check. Yeah, Spunk is trying to use his battery just a tiny bit because, oh, I just got kicked. Fortunate. Hopefully no battles are going on as DRS was enabled as I got kicked. So you can just join quickly. This is tough. Yeah, we should be able to join. Man, I just kicked the streamer, man. Yeah, nice. We're back. Okay. Barack Obama and Vincent are gone, so those are the only ones that are gone as of right now. Both Spunk and Viper are draining their battery, trying to catch each other as we don't have. Pyrex has lost his front wing, so that's debris on the track for sure. Will there be a VC? I don't think so. As he gets that has running. We lost a gap after joining, so we should get them when they cross the line here. So yeah, everyone's still bunched up. I don't think any moves happened while we got kicked. So yeah, the gap is 1.1 as Viper's trying to reel him in. Trying to get closer and closer to the Ferrari. Tusis has DRS on Viper. Not too far back for him. Gary trying to join into the action. I believe he had DRS as well. Yeah, Franz at 2.5 seconds behind, and he's basically the leader of this entire train. That's a huge train that Franz is in the lead of. Koda's gonna have a brief moment and get ahead of his teammate and Diego. Diego up just outside the points after spinning, maybe contact related. Bullet gets ahead of the Glodden as Pyrex gonna come in to get that wing fixed. Viper just missed the DRS. And will he be under pressure? No, he's too far back, but Trash is too far back. Gary looking to reel him in. So yeah, this is a huge train we have. Like I just mentioned. Viper less than a second now. He should have DRS. He's basically using up his battery package as Glodden get the time penalty for multiple warnings. But on the front stretch we go. Viper will have DRS. So will Trash and Gary. Again, top four battling in terms of the DRS train. Viper really reeling in that Ferrari is Spunk. Will he make a send? No, he won't. Gary was looking at a second at Trash, but Trash be able to stay ahead. GG looking for a move on Ferranza with the help of that DRS, but no move has been made. As the Glodden have to come into the pits for a wing change. So that might have explained why he had a little bit of a moment with Bullet. But talking about Bullet, his teammate, Spunk is still leading the race, but he's under pressure. Bullet up in P12. By the way, so another DRS train up here, or turn for Spikewood to reel him in. Is really a man, but he'll take the look for a minute, but decides to back out. And he's very close to that Ferrari up ahead. GG gets ahead of Ferranzo. Ferranzo's gonna get DRS coming up. He can just stick it. But Viper indeed very close. Trash is looking to join into the action for the lead of this race. It's a four-way fight for this race win. Trash is very close to that rear end of the McLaren of Viper. Viper making him. Oh, this is gonna basically go 3 wide if we can, but Viper is gonna sneak ahead of the Ferrari Spunk. Oh, Trash nearly just clips the tire of the Ferrari. But Viper is able to be ahead with the help of DRS. But Gary just sticking behind them. There's Taylor and JJ looking for a little bit battle down over there, down the field. JJ looking for a move. Coda gets ahead of DCNT. It's JJ looking for a move on Taylor. Can he make it? Gonna go wheel. Oh, they're gonna bang wheels actually. And they are. Taylor has not spun around, but JJ has spun around. It's like that was a racing incident, I would say. They're both very close, but at the end of that DRS straight there, Spunk is able to reel him in, so he will get DRS on the front straight. Spunk, is Viper slowing down kind of to possibly get little DRS tactics here? Maybe. But Spunk will have DRS. He does have that nice slipstream here in Monza. He's definitely very fast here. Will he make a move? Viper making him go on the outside this time. Viper will not fight that. Spunk up to P1 again. So this fight continues. Gary looking for a run on the Haas of Abtruse. Trash. Looking to defend. Diego gets ahead for a brief second on that pop. M2 fighting, but it could be Diego that will stick ahead. Diego looking for a move on Sully. He's too far back. Gary is very close to the rear end of Trash with this straight coming up, but Trash has been having a good exit that's resulting in them basically pulling away from Gary, but they all have DRS, so like I said, this train is very powerful. Viper reel him in, so this is potentially another LS. Viper's got a pretty bad exit out of there. Viper using his ERS to try to catch up to make a move down to turn 1 as we exit turn 11. Going down to the straight. So yeah, here we go. Spunk is weaving everywhere, trying to break the train. That's the highs of Pyrex spun around, but Viper looked for a second, but no move. He was too far back, so Spunk remains in the lead. But Viper gets a pretty good launch out of turn 1. That's GDG looking for a move, but he got actually slowly goes ahead of him. Diego looking to make a little bit of a move on GDG, so GDG can lose a couple positions on the only one lap, I should say. Diego going inside. GG looking for the outside move, and it will be GG ahead of Diego. Mercedes currently sitting 9th and 8th. Them two very close. Viper is only 300 of a second close. Will he make a move? No, he's gonna back out of that early. And he's gonna wait for the front stretch. So less than 10 laps to go. As we have, this is our third time actually trying to race. DCNT gets time penalty for multiple warnings. So out of turn 11 we go into the straight. Spunk gets a very good exit, but Viper has DRS once again. As this train is just continuing. Spunk is trying to break the slipstream once again, but Viper has he's close this time. He's gonna go down the inside. Yep, Viper goes ahead once again. As GG and Diego have a little bit of a fight. Red Bull and Mercedes, we've seen this in real life a couple times. Diego's teammate DCNT right behind him, but it will be Diego ahead of GG's behind him. DCNT is looking for a move. Mercedes and Red Bull side to side, wheel to wheel into this turn. Who can be ahead? Oh, DCNT slightly bumps GG out, but it's DCNT that's able to stay ahead of these. It's not Pop trying to join into the action. So is Bullet. Bullet just outside the top 10. But any mistake from these top 10 runners will jump him into the points. Even though Bullet has time penalty, but he could potentially get that removed. But he's looking for a move on Pop. He gets a good run out of that exit. Yellow sector 3. That's a Haas of Pyrex once again. Bullet looking for a move. And Pop will stay ahead. As Coda looking to join that action as well. But up ahead. Lead for the race. Spunk looking to gain it back after losing it last lap. So Pyrex is just going to retire in the pits. He's had enough of how many mistakes he's had, how many times he's spun around. Viper. He's going to force Spunk on the outside this time. Spunk will have to go a long way around. Viper taking the inside line. Defending pretty well. Oh, Spunk taps Viper. Viper is actually going to lose a position that is under risk from the two drivers behind him of Tooth Trash and Gary. But Viper is able to close that gap pretty quickly. I think Spunk just might have given it back just a tiny bit. Two's looking for a move, but he backs out after thinking it's not just the right move at the right time. Gary very close. Trash now, but Trash, like I said, he's having good exits, so that's what's mainly able to make him stay ahead. As Gary's fighting for a position with 7 laps remaining. 8 counting the final lap. But no move. Viper looks for a potential move, but he's gonna wait for this front stretch. Viper gets a pretty good exit this time. Like Spunk last lap had a pretty good exit on that. Viper nearly gets tapped, or nearly taps the Ferrari, I should say. Very tight defending there. Diego sneaks up to P6 ahead of Ferranzo. But it's the challenge for the lead. Trash is trying to look up to pass Spunk as well. Viper up in the lead. Spunk and Trash are banging wheels. Trash is looking like he's going to be up ahead. But Ferrari of Spunk is looking for the inside line. Who will be ahead? It's going to be Trash ahead of Spunk. So now Trash can potentially get a fight for the lead of the race. He's just a second behind. Can he potentially get that DRS range coming up? He's just out of a second. Here comes the detection zone, so he might not even have DRS, but it looks like someone has gone off. That was GDG. So GG, I think he was up in the points, but now he's out of the points. Butter has DRS on Bullet. So does Bullet have DRS on Pop. Bullet is gonna look for a move. No, he will stay behind a Pop for a move on the front stretch. Goes a little bit wide there, but we'll see what happens there. But for the lead of the race is Trash, trying to get this lead of the race here with the front stretch. The help of DRS. Here we go. Let's see if Trash will make a lunge. He's too far back to make a move. He is. So we'll see if Trash is able to reel him in next. Gary looking for a move on Spunk. And it was too far back, so no. Coda goes ahead, has a... Oh, they're actually wheel to wheel with Coda and not Pop. Decent T trying to join the battle, but it will be Coda up ahead. Now Pop has inside line. And it'll be Coda. Will Pop go on the inside? Yes, he will. Coda gives him the room. Pop tries to do a switchback, but... Oh, almost loses the rear end with that. Alfa Romeo, but GG goes into replace his wing. Trash still not able to pass him yet, but we'll see if he tries to pass him here on this front stretch. But Diego left the session. He has a Ferranzo behind him. Not sure what happened. Did he get potentially kicked? AI is just draining his battery from his Ferranzo and slowly looking to make a move on the AI, so they get pretty good. They're passing pretty easily. The Trash was very close to Viper, but too far back. As we come closer to the end of this Grand Prix, we're gonna see if Trash goes for it with little laps to go. So the top 8 on medium tires, 14 lap old as they stop during the safety car. Coda on 14 lap old softs. Can he potentially stretch it out to score some points? But he's under pressure from Pop. And DC&T trying to join into that too. So we'll see what happens if there's a late safety car. Right now is possibly the time for it to happen. And Trash is too far back still. Talking about penalties, Yam has 11. DC&T, Taylor, and Lagan have 6. And Buller and Silly have 3. Like I said, one of these can get removed. But Trash is looking for a move here once again as he actually got kicked. He's using AI, so Spunk will get past him pretty easily. Gary will probably be up there in the podium places if he can pass the AI of Trash. I think he got kicked too. We'll see. Yam with another time penalty as Koda's gonna come into the pits. So those soft tires not working out, and he wasn't getting lucky with the safety car. So is that a bad strategy call there from Koda? So he's gonna bump him out of the points. So that means the Mercedes of DC&T. So that's Trash joined back. He's not gonna like the result as he's back behind them. So Spunk up to P2. Gary right behind him. It looks like Spunk might, yeah, he will have DRS. So will Gary. We have 3 laps left here with Spunk looking for a move late in the remaining laps for a potential win. Can Viper hold on to win it after getting a magnificent lapping during qualifying? It was a 119.6 was his lap. That was absolutely cracking. Spunk is a little far back. I think he still will have DRS though. Yeah, he will. So Spunk has DRS here on the front straight. Gary a little far behind. Won't make a test, but he'll see what happens here. With the top 2, Spunk not looking. He looked for a move for a second, but backed out. So he's gonna keep waiting. Very, very close. Well, he got closer. DC&T under pressure from Papa. Or no, he actually made a move for that. Help with DRS will make him be ahead of not Pop. Not Pop looking to fight that back, but DC&T is able to stay ahead. Bullet looking for a move on Diego coming up potentially. Just keep losing the gaps. I don't know why it's going on. We keep losing the gaps for some reason. So I can't really tell where everyone is, but the main thing is this top 3, the fight, 3-way fight for the win. It was a 4-way after Trash lost connection, but Spunk is still behind him. Did reel him in with that help with DRS. So will Gary join this? Let's say the top 2 have a collision. Gary could potentially get a sneaky victory, but he's in the podium places. Will you just play it safe and maybe let these top 2 fight it out? The Spunk has DRS on Viper now. He's using that ERS. We have a move, and he will be ahead. Spunk is ahead of Viper, but next time around will be the final lap. Is Viper potentially setting up for a last lap pass? These 3 very close indeed. Viper having to defend on Gary. Viper pushing Gary very wide now. Oh my god, nearly 3 wide if we almost caught there into that turn. But Viper is going to be ahead of Gary. But ahead of Viper is Spunk. Now, will Spunk play DRS games and give up a position here? But if he gives up a position, he actually might lose a position to Gary. So that might put him out of the fight for the win. But Viper reel him in. Viper playing with his gears a bit. So yeah, he's going to wait for the DRS straight on the front stretch. On the last lap, Viper gets a pretty bad exit there. Viper or Spunk trying to break the slipstream with Gary right behind. Yellow sector 2 looks like it's a Aston Martin. That's Coda. and spun around. But we come across the line to begin the final lap here in Monza. Viper looking for a move on Spunk. He's very far back. Gary is looking for a move on Viper though. As we go out into turn 1, Viper's actually going to send it. Can he make this stick? Oh, banging wheels, and they both have spun. As Gary's actually going to sneak into the lead. I think I called it. I did mention a couple laps ago saying that if the top two collided, Gary would potentially just take a sneaky win. And he's already back in the championship if he could stick this. But if you remember last time, Gary spun on the very last lap. That was actually just interesting. But unfortunate contact there sent Spunk into P6. It was somewhat clean entering that turn. But on the exit, Viper just nearly tapped Spunk and sent Spunk into the wall. Viper able to maintain currently in P2. Trash sneaks us up to P3 after for a moment had a fight. But like I mentioned earlier, top two can crash out and sneak Gary up to the lead, and that definitely has happened. As we exit the final turn, Gary will win in Monza, followed by Viper and Trash on the podium. As behind we have a huge fight. Oh, there's a Ferrari into the wall, but Esperanza P4. Spunk is just DNF, but that won't matter. He still gains it. So Esperanza, after having troubles this season, comes home P4, followed by Spunk after having a spin that potentially would have had him a race win. Diego having a comeback after spinning on, I think, the first or second lap. Sully comes on P7, Bullet P8, Pop P9, DCNT and the Mercedes comes on P10 to round out the points. Taylor just shy, as many people just DNFs crossing the line. Coda P12, Laglada in P13, Yam after spinning multiple times, but he's able to come home in P14. JJ is spinning out and loses position to GDG, so GDG will finish out P15 with JJ finishing P16 after spinning that. I think Yam has time penalties, so we'll see what happens. Turns to finish out the grid. But what a race that was. Only one safety car, so pretty satisfied everywhere with not getting tons of safety cars. Tier 2 yesterday had a bunch of them. I don't know how JJ didn't lose a tire there, but JJ's gonna be the last one. He's just gonna come home to finish out the race. The Ferrari still hasn't got picked up back there. Yeah, what a battle we had on the very last lap. Unfortunate contact between Viper and Spunk. But it's Gary that sneaks up into the lead and takes victory here in Monza for round 8. The celebration begins. So Alpine on top, followed by McLaren and the Haas. A lucky victory this is for Gary. So Gary now back in the fight again once again in the championship, takes the win here, followed by Viper and Trash on the podium. We'll see what happens with Viper with the contact at Spunk. Could just be racing instead, but we'll see what the FIA says. So on screen here is your top 10. I mentioned it earlier after we were finishing out. So that will do it for round 8 here in Monza. Italian Grand Prix, what a event this was. Join us next time for round 9. In Mexico we go for a sprint weekend. So thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been Alan here commentating. So yeah, see you guys next time in Mexico.